Hello everyone. I would have come on sooner, but I had a problem getting my tofu patties to so I set up so I could turn them over. So I had to do some kind of adjusting on the recipe a little bit. I want you to see what I have in the skillet. I've already turned them over once, and they're very pretty. And I'll give you the recipe for it. Let me turn the light on first. This is a very simple recipe. It doesn't take very many ingredients. I just used a half a brick of tofu. Yes, I am. I already made them. I've got them in the skillet right now. I wanted to do this ahead of time because when I first started cooking them, I was going to start scoping, but they were falling apart because I didn't have enough flour starch in here. And there's no indication on the recipe exactly how much to use. You just have to guess. Because I've got a half a brick of tofu in here to make these. And I'll give you the recipe in just a minute. It's a very simple recipe, and it doesn't take that many ingredients. Like I said, it's half a brick of tofu, 2 tablespoons of minced carrots. And I had some real small carrots that I minced them up. Hi, Arlene. I thought I'd come on here and show you that they're in the skillet now, and they look real good. I finally got the flour right. 2 tablespoons of, supposed to be minced green onions. I didn't have them, but I'll put that in the recipe because I didn't want to go to the store and buy them. Because I'm short on cash. I thought I'll just use what I've got. And 2 tablespoons of regular onions, the white onions, and a half a tablespoon of minced garlic, which I have a can of mixed garlic here that I used. Salt and pepper, which I just flavored it up with salt, and I didn't put any pepper in it, and then flour or starch of any choice. The starch I used was tapioca flour, and that's the same thing as that'll thicken up. So I'm going to turn these off now because they're good and done. But as you can see, they turned out real good, and it's just enough for 2 patties. It makes just enough for me because I haven't had my lunch yet, and I have been looking for a recipe. I have been looking for a recipe for tofu burgers, and when I saw that one, I thought that's simple enough to make. And I can't put it on the burner because I don't want the plate to get burnt, but I'll show you. This is what they look like. Don't they look good? Tofu itself does not have a taste, but when you start mixing things into it, then it'll have a little more of a taste. I do make tofu scramble. That by itself doesn't have a flavor at all. You have to, I know I haven't either, but don't they look good? Made out of a half a brick of tofu. Because I already used the other half for a recipe I had before. And I had that left, and I thought I'd just use it. What's in it? Okay. Like I said, it's a half a brick of tofu. I got 2 tablespoons of minced carrots. I have some real tiny baby carrots I just cut up. I probably didn't get them as minced as small as I could have, but anyway, 2 tablespoons. I measured them out. 2 tablespoons. Supposed to be green onion as well. Supposed to be a little more color in here, but I didn't have the green onion. I didn't want to go to the store and get it, so I just used the white onion because that's supposed to be in here too. A half a teaspoon of minced garlic, which I have this here. I already had some garlic minced up in a jar, so I used that. And salt and pepper, and then flour or starch of your choice. And I happen to have tapioca flour, so I use that as the starch. And as you can see, they turned out real good. It only makes enough for 2 patties, but that's fine for me because I don't need any more than that. This will be a good lunch, and I'll put it on a bun or put it on bread. What is tofu? It's hard to explain it. Well, I can show you what tofu looks like in a package. I can show you. This is not open, but this is basically, it comes in here. This is firm tofu, and it's a 12-ounce thing of tofu, and I used half of it. It doesn't have a taste, but it's vegan. It's not animal-based or anything like that. It's a good source of calcium, and it like I said, by itself there is no taste. You have to flavor it up in order to have a taste to it at all. Let me blow my nose first. So it took me a little time, once I got everything in there, to know exactly how much flour to use. I started with the 2 tablespoons of flour, and I thought that was enough, and I kept going and going. Oh, hi, good to see you. What did I put in it? Everybody keeps asking the same thing. You're going to have to watch the replay to know what I put in it, because I'm going to post this up on Facebook, and I'll post it up on YouTube. However, when it came to the salt and the pepper, which I don't use pepper anyway, the salt, I just use my better judgment. The starch, the flour starch, you just have to put a little bit in at a time and try it. Because what I did is I put enough in there. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. What I did is I put enough of that starch in there so that it was a consistency like dough for a pie. That's exactly what see, they held together. Aren't they beautiful? And I have never had tofu burgers that I've been looking, and this is a recipe I believe I'm going to keep because it's very easy to do. You can see the carrots in there, and it gives it a little, I mean, if I had the green onions, it'd be a little bit more color. But, you know, I made it my own that way. Well, doesn't it, though? I think it does. I know I seem far away, but I don't want to put this thing on the burner and well, I think I move it over a little bit. Here, let me move it over. I'll move myself over. There we go. Move myself a little closer here, off the stove. But anyway, I think it looks really good. I mean, look at that. I mean, they're just beautiful. And like I said, I'll post it up on Facebook, and I'll post it up on YouTube and Instagram. Oh, thank you, Alexis. And like I said, this is the tofu that I use. I buy it at Walmart. I always buy the firm. Usually you don't take the extra firm for too many things. I had the firm, so I just decided to use it. Yeah, it's supposed to be very, very good. Yes, it is. That's right. You're right. Can't go wrong. Exactly. And look at that. I mean, look at how good those look. I mean, don't they look beautiful? And it's just enough for me. And I'm glad I found this recipe. When they said only half the tofu, I thought, well, that isn't going to make very much. It is just enough for me because I hate freezing extra stuff up and then putting then forget it's in there, and then I don't get it used, you know, and then it goes freezer burn. I don't like that. So this way, I'll get them eaten. Yeah, didn't they though? They really did. Let me tell you, it was a little bit of trial and error to try to get enough flour into it to get it so it would be a dough consistency. At first I thought it, and I started putting them in the skillet. Then they started falling apart when I turned them over. I said, nope, this isn't going to work. So I took it back out, put it in the bowl, and added a little more flour, and I just kept working at it until I finally got it a dough consistency, till they held together. Because that's the whole point of it. You got to get them to hold together. But they are absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I'm taking a picture of these for Facebook because I think they really look lovely. And since I haven't had my lunch yet, that's going to be my lunch. I don't know what else I'm going to have with it, but at least I got some tofu patties. And I wanted to share this with you because I know that you people like new recipes. Oh, this Walmart. This is the Rocky Mountain tumbler, and it is a 30 ounce. But it keeps things cold for 24 hours, and then I think for hot 12 hours. So it's, yes, it is. Yes, it certainly is. You're right. Just type that up in the search bar and it'll bring me up, and then you can follow me there. Because I take all these that I do here on Periscope. I post the pictures up on Facebook. I post the recipe there too, so people can make them themselves. Because this is something that we can all eat and not have to worry about it not being healthy for us and wondering what's in it, because there's so many chemicals in your foods in the stores, you know, and it's so much better to make it yourself. That's why I'm starting to make a lot of, you know, it's been a while since I bought this, so you'll have to go check it out. Hi, Carrie, good to see you. I am not really sure at this point. You'll have to go check it out. I don't think they were quite that much. But I like it because I put my water in, and I bought some straws so I could stick it out. And this is real. When I put real cold water in here, it stays cold. So it's because it's insulated. And I do take this to church too to drink out of it, you know. And the lid just, you know, I make sure the lid's on tight. But it's real nice to have. And I'm glad I found another recipe to do. I was going to do a deodorant recipe, but hi Deborah, good to see you. Here's my tofu patties that I finished. Don't they look beautiful? It was a little bit, hi Darlene, and it was a little bit of trial and error to get them to look like that, but I finally got it, and I'm glad. I was going to start scoping, and then they started falling apart, and I says, nope, I'm going to wait till I get them good. Yeah, it's only got a few ingredients in it, and I'll post it up on Facebook, and I'll post it up on YouTube, because I know people like to see the things there. It's basically 2 tablespoons of everything but the tofu and the flour. And the salt and pepper, of course. I didn't put pepper in it. Don't they though? And it's got carrots in it, and it's got onions in it. I didn't have the green onions. It called for green onions as well as the regular onions. I didn't have the green ones, so I thought, well, I don't need to buy them. I'll just use what I have and just eat it that way, because it'll be good enough for me anyway. And like I said, tofu doesn't have a taste until you put stuff, mix stuff in with it, But like I said, I was going to do a deodorant recipe. I was going to Periscope one, but a lot of them take arrowroot powder. I do not have that, so I think until I get arrowroot, I don't think I'm going to do it yet, because I want to make sure I get it right, because they do use, and that takes the place of cornstarch, because we didn't use cornstarch. And I can order some arrowroot off of Amazon or Vitacost, and before I do that, before I do a scope on it, I want to make sure I have everything I need for it. But that's going to be simple to do too. Oh, and I wanted to tell you that my toothpaste I had last night that I made yesterday, it was great last night. I mean, it was so good, and it's not bitey or anything like that. It's mild, and I enjoyed using it. I just dipped my, got my brush wet, just dipped it into the paste, and because I have a battery-powered toothbrush that I just have to plug in. It sits on a charger, and I just plug it in when the battery runs down, and I just love it. And because it gets my teeth really clean, and they felt so clean because I could run my tongue across it and how clean they felt. And I know over time it's going to really help. I mean, oh, you can? Where can you get those at? Because the thing of it is, I really don't want to use toothpaste tubes, and I'll tell you why. It's a bunch of waste again, because you go to put it in it might be okay getting it in the toothpaste tubes, but getting it out, I mean, it might be, but something, I would rather use it and keep it in my container than putting it in the toothpaste tube, because it becomes wasteful for the simple fact that you cannot get everything out of the tube. You get down to the bottom of the tube, you think you've got it out, and you have to roll the tube up, roll it up in order to get the toothpaste to come out. I don't like that. I don't know who ever thought of that concept, but it's not a very good one. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good, Deborah. I just put mine in a container that I had in the cupboard, and just stuck it in the container. And if you haven't seen that scope yet, Deborah, go watch that, and I tell you exactly what I use for it. I used just 3 ingredients: coconut oil and baking soda substitute, and I used some peppermint oil. I bought some peppermint essential oil, and I also bought eucalyptus. And the next time I make it, I'm going to use that orange that you sent me. I haven't used that yet, and I'm going to use that. I'm sure it's going to taste really good, different. But I'll use up what I got first and then make some more, because I'm just going to make it as I need it. But you know something? Making your own stuff like that, you never have to buy it at the store again. And you know something? It saves money. It saves a lot of money. Oh, yeah, I think it will be, Deborah. It'll really give it a different taste, won't it? But making your own products saves you a lot of money, because you don't ever have to buy them in the store again. Like I said, I'm getting tired of trying to find toothpaste that's not fluoride. And then when you do find it, then it may have other chemicals in it you don't want. And then if it doesn't, you get it home. Then, like I said, it's okay at first, but as you get to the end of the tube, you can't get the toothpaste out, and it's a waste. Where putting it in my container is 0 waste. I don't have to worry about it. I get it. I just stick my toothbrush in there and take what I need and close the lid for the next time. And it's real easy that way. And when I get done, I'll just wash it out ready for the next batch. Simple as can be. And I'm going to save a lot of money, because things are getting higher and higher and higher. Every time you turn around, they're raising the prices of stuff. Yeah, probably you're right. Yep, it will. And the thing, like I said, things in the stores are getting higher and higher and higher. And some things are becoming unaffordable anymore. And I don't like the fact that things keep going up. Every time they, raise prices, I cringe. I think they have to pass what they have to pay on to us, which isn't fair, but I know they have to do it. So, if you make your own stuff, the more you make, the less you have to buy in the store, and you really save money in the long run. You know, making my own tofu burgers, I'm saving money. Because I've always wanted to make burgers myself, you know, because I don't eat hamburgers anymore. I don't eat chicken, don't eat fish. But making my own tofu burgers, I know they're going to be good. They look good. I mean, look at those, how good they look. And they turned out perfect. Citric acid with the... Oh, it does? Oh, thanks for telling me, Darlene. Oh, okay. I'll have to do that. But... you know, I really enjoyed making that toothpaste because I knew that Deborah makes her own. She makes her own deodorant and things like that. And I thought, well, I'm certainly going to find a toothpaste recipe, one that I can live with and I can make over and over and over again. I loved it. You know, and it's going to last me a while, but it's so much easier than the tube. You know, don't have to squeeze a tube to try to get it out. I mean, it's zero waste is really what it is. That's how a lot of them, they worded their YouTube videos, zero waste toothpaste, and that's what it is, zero waste. Because if you're anything like me, you don't want to waste anything, especially when you got to pay a fortune for it. Okay, good. You never tried tofu? Well, tofu itself doesn't have a taste, but you have to add spices to it, different flavors. Now, when I make my tofu scramble, I add parsley. Dried parsley to it, and I add onions. I put peppers in it, red and yellow peppers. I don't use the green, I just use red and yellow, and you put tomatoes and turmeric in it to make it the color, and it's real, because tofu itself, there is no taste. But it's white. When it comes out of the package, it's white. And this is like a 12-ounce package. I just cut it in half and just use half of it. But this made just the right amount. Okay, good. You're going to find that you're going to like it. It might be an acquired taste. At first, it's going to be hard, but the very first time I made tofu scramble, it didn't turn out the way it should have because I didn't have everything for it I needed. I didn't have the turmeric, so it didn't taste as good. It tasted blah. But once I got everything for it I needed, all the spices and everything I need, it worked out really well. Now, this is the parsley I usually put in my. It's organic. And I put this parsley in my tofu scramble because I don't like to buy the parsley. I'd rather put the flakes in there, and the turmeric is what gives it the color. It's amazing what you can do with tofu. So many things that you can do with tofu. I recommend buying tofu and seeing what you can make with it because you can make a lot. It's endless. And if you make tofu scramble, let me know how it comes out because it's just like scrambled eggs without the eggs. Because we don't eat eggs. As Seventh-day Adventists, we don't eat eggs. So that's the next best thing. I just cut it up like you would eggs. And good. You have to let me know how you like it. Because it's going to, like I said, you might not at first, but just keep going at it. You'll like it eventually. I've got the tofu scramble recipe up on YouTube. And it's the same name as on my Facebook, Karen Watterson. I've got it on there. And I do have a not too long ago, you'll have to look on my... Wow, yes, right, no eggs. It's been a while back that I did the tofu scramble, but it still should be in my profile yet. I should have a periscope on the tofu scramble, and you can see how it... Okay, good. It should be on there. Because they only save 100 of them, and it hasn't been that far back. So, but like I said, I do put them up on YouTube, too, because I don't get that people that are on my YouTube channel do not come on Periscope. I have a few that go on Periscope as well as YouTube, but I have a lot that don't. I have well over 100 subscribers now, and for me, that's good, because I didn't think I'd get anybody. But more and more, I'm getting more subscribers all the time, and I'm real happy about that, because I'm prophecy scopes that I'm doing, health scopes that I'm doing, these cooking scopes. I've been doing a lot more of these lately, because you know what? I'm having so much fun finding recipes and doing my own food. It is so much fun. Oh, thank you. I enjoy doing it. I never knew what kind of a cook I would be until I started doing this. But it's changed the way I think about cooking. I enjoy cooking a lot more now because, living by myself, I don't like to cook as much. But when I find a recipe, I want to dig right in and make it. Like I did these. Dig right in and make it and eat it. And I just have the best time ever. And I know Erlene does too. She showed me some pizza that she made this morning for her lunch. You try to make good. Yeah. I'm trying as much as I can, and I'll go on there today and see if I can find more recipes. There's always stuff on there. Oh, thank you so much. And they even got I was thinking last night, I was laying in bed, I says, oh, well, I wonder if they have a vegan Jello. They do. They have recipes on YouTube for vegan Jello. I may do that someday too. So, yes, I sure am. I sure am. And if they have things in them that I wouldn't normally put in them. I don't do those recipes, or I just leave them out. But I only put in what I can eat and that. But I'm going to have to go a little bit because I want to eat this before it gets real cold. But hi, good to see you. But it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of fun making new things and sharing with other people. Just a minute. Because you know what? I am. I enjoy making for other people because they learn from me and they can do to what I've done. Because, losing the weight I've lost was not easy at first. Because when I first started on this plant-based diet, I was tempted to eat meat because I had been eating meat for so long. But, the longer I've gone without eating meat, the less I want it. I see it there and I says, I don't need that. I'll make my own. If I want a burger, I just make a tofu patty and I've got it. That's all I need to do. And I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, thank you. I decided I better have the determination to keep going. You know why? Because it's been a struggle my whole life to lose weight. It's been a yo-yo. I've been up and down. Lose some weight and gain some. Lose some, gain some. Well, okay, when I started on the plant-based, I was 223.5. Before that, I was about 250, and I started slowly losing weight. I don't know how, because I wasn't eating that much, but I wasn't eating plant-based either. And then when I started on plant-based, I said it was 223.5. So I've been slowly losing weight, and I'm down to about 196 now. So I've lost well over 20 pounds just on the plant-based, but well over 50 all together. So because I'm really glad that I'm able to do this. Because when I was younger, I'd eat a lot of Slim Fast. Oh, thank you. And like I said, when you're on a yo-yo diet like I was, I was on Slim Fast, and I figured out, well, I tried to lose weight and I couldn't lose anything, and all of a sudden I just keep gaining it all back. And yeah, it does give me more energy, and I start falling asleep a lot earlier at night now. Things I don't want to do. I'll be doing something on my iPad or something. All of a sudden I start falling asleep, or I start falling asleep during a Periscope. Oh, well, I'm going to be 70 a week from Monday. I'll be 70, and I'm hoping I can maintain this energy. I want to, because I've never had a lot of energy. And since I've been on this plant-based, and since I've been on this plant-based, I've noticed my energy level's a lot higher. Oh, thank you. That's what everybody keeps telling me. But, I took a new picture on my profile, and when you people look at my profile, you can see my picture is different. So my face has lost weight. I can tell it now because I found a picture that I had taken, and I put that on my profile now and got rid of the other one. No, if I do eat it, I eat it very, very sparingly. And I do not eat the refined sugar. If I put any sugar in my recipes, it'll be, I was already told about the turbinado is not very good, but I've got some other cane sugar, but I also have coconut sugar. I'll put that in my recipes, and I won't use the refined sugar because that's not good for you to eat. It's best not to eat too much sugar. If you're going to eat it very, very sparingly. Don't eat very much of it. I'm still eating my chocolate and fudge that I made because I'm eating it very sparingly. Yeah, I know. I know they can. I don't. I haven't been eating any nuts. That's the thing. It's funny. I haven't been eating very, very many of those at all. Now I do eat bread. I'm gonna have to start cutting back on that. But I do like grilled cheese sandwiches and things like that. With the cheese I've made and stuff like that. But like I said, I love making my own foods. I love sharing with other people what I've learned so that they can do the same thing too. Oh, you lost a lot from cutting back? Way to go. Way to go. That's great. No, bread's not dairy. No, bread isn't dairy. What's dairy is your eggs, your meat. Eggs and cheese and milk are dairy. I don't eat any of that. I don't eat any of that. I don't eat meat either. No meat, because I don't want to have an animal killed so I can eat it. Because animals have lives too, and we shouldn't be eating the animals at all. Because if people would get off of that meat and they start researching it out, they'd realize that meat is slowly killing them. They don't realize it, but it is. It's slowly killing people, because the things they put in the meat, it's not healthy for you. But something like this, a tofu burger, I'm not killing myself at all. I'm doing my body good by eating what I need to eat. And you know something? Well, welcome to Periscope for the very first time. And you know something? I'm getting back to the plant-based that God gave us in the Garden of Eden. He gave us fruits and vegetables in the Garden of Eden. That's what we all need to be eating. Of course, he did put animals on the earth, but they're actually for the environment. They're not to be eaten. I know they did eat them, back in the Bible days and stuff, but they're a lot different now than they were then. The ground is not is not as good as it used to be. The soil is so polluted. The waters are polluted with mercury. It's not as good as it used to be. And we need to get off of eating meat if at all possible. Start eating, they are lovely, but when you see somebody putting that on their dinner table, and I'll admit it, I was one of them that ate a lot of meat. The animals have feelings too, and we shouldn't have to eat an animal, have an animal killed for us so we can put it on our dinner table. I don't do that in here. Goodbye. You're getting, there you go. Bye-bye. Hi, good to see you. But they're just, they're not healthy. There's too many things in the meat, like I said. The meat is so diseased anymore. Oh, good. Yeah, good. Well, I blocked him, but they need to be reported too. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's the thing. That people don't understand that animals have feelings too. They have families too. A mother cow has baby calves, and then the calves will get a certain age, and then they'll take the calves and slaughter them. Well, that mother has lost her baby. That's not right. They shouldn't have to lose their life so we can put them on their dinner table. Let's keep them in the environment where they belong. And let them help the environment. I was watching a Periscope the other day, a replay. I'm not following this, but it was some gal was in India, and it was this elephant was being bathed in the river there in India. And the way they communicate with the elephant is they have a whip there, but they whip them, but they talk in their dialect. And you think it's upsetting to see that elephant getting whipped, but that's the only way you could communicate with her, because she was trying to get out of the water, and he wanted her to lay back down because he was scrubbing her with her tail and everything. And you know what they do with them? And she was in a park. There's a park there. I guess it's a reserve, a sanctuary. So they don't run away. They chain them. They have chains on their feet. Otherwise, they'll run, because they're not in any kind of a pen of any kind. They're out in the open in this reserve. So that's right. They do. They certainly do. I know, it does make me angry too. I didn't like the fact when I saw the guy whipping on the elephant, but the thing of it is, their hide is so tough, it probably didn't feel it anyway, but still, I didn't like the idea that he was communicating with that elephant by whipping on it to make it get back down into the water again. And I felt so sorry for her, but that's what they do. And somebody come along, and even the lady that was periscoping said, well, that's how they communicate, because, they have a certain language, and that's the only way you could get her to mind, Beautiful elephant, but then people didn't like the fact that she was having chains on her feet, but you don't want her running away, and maybe poachers killing her or anything like that. So that's why they put chains on her, to keep her safe as well, and keep them safe too. So, but anyway, I think I'm going to eat these now, because before they get real cold. But you know something? I thank you all for coming on, the live viewers as well as the replay viewers later on. And like I said, I'll post this up on Facebook, and I'll post it up on YouTube. Follow me there, and you can get the recipe. So I hope you all have a great day. Take care. God bless, and bye-bye.